Hi, you're watching Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media and tequilaaficionado.com. I'm Mike Morales in San Antonio, and that gentleman out there.
Rick Levy in San Diego.
And Rick, you and I are taking a journey. Uh, I can't even say it's a walk down memory lane because you have never had this original brand before. This is the relaunch of Four Copas Tequila. Cuatro Copas, as we used to call it. It was the original the originally marketed organic tequila.
Yeah, it was the first certified organic name in tequila.
In tequila. Um, if you watched our first episode, we kind of ran through briefly the sad story of Four Copas, the what do they say? The joy of victory and the agony of defeat. Uh, and then years later, the resurgence, the reanimation of Four Copas. And we'll go through some of the interesting bits and notes and things like that. If you missed the first version, the first Blanco version of this. By the way, do we know, Rick? Do we? There's. I can't get into their website. We got, of course, no POS material. Most of the material that I have is from a person of interest who is very close to the brand and was able to give me some personal info that maybe some of us tequila geeks would like to know. So,
Yeah,
but
well, for the tequila geeks,
yeah,
this
what?
is now made at NOM 1480,
Okay,
Tequila Las Americas in Amatitan. It's a state-grown organic agave from the lowlands, crushed with a roller mill, baked in brick ovens. Um, it is has stainless steel open air fermentation with natural yeasts, twice distilled in stainless steel stills with copper coils. They use a proprietary purification process, and the Reposado spends 9 months in used American oak.
and for those of you who really want to know, this is still certified organic by BioAgriCert. It is also certified kosher. Forgot to mention that the Blanco is also the from what I can read in the back of the bottle. It says it is raised without chemical herbicides or fungicides, which are and they are naturally fermented in small batches, as you mentioned, Rick, without the use of acids to accelerate or control the process. Um, and I'll reiterate the story from the information that I have that was texted to me word for word, so that way we don't tell a different story. But two major points. Alvaro Montes is the owner of the distillery, Las Americas, and he personally owns the estate grown agave as well. So it's not a co-op as La Quemada was, or as some of the other ones that we've dealt with. Well, when we're talking organic, for instance, El Consuelo is a co-op of farmers.
Uh,
The second note is that Sebastián Melendres is the master distiller. He is the original master that created the formula. Um, this particular distillery, the new distillery, is 5 minutes away, and it keeps the same formula. That means the water, the soil, all of it is the same. The Las Americas has better equipment, and the distillery and the water are also on the property. And my understanding is that the old distillery had a lot of functional problems. Now, you're going to get a kick out of this, Rick. This particular person told me that Alvaro Montes, the agave grower slash distillery owner, is a classic. He talks to his agave And he writes them love letters in the leaves and even named them. So he really loves his plants. He loves the land. The way the label reads in the back, is very, very passionate about the brand and the agave. So whereas you and I enjoy tasting tequilas with using the Mozart method, this guy is out in the field singing to them. And I've heard that said before. There's another brand owner who says that her father is the agave grower and does the same thing. He goes out and he sings to his plants. So there's a lot to be said about the care that this guy is taking, Senor Montes.
And are all of the tequilas produced in his distillery? Are they all organic? Because I know there are several others that aren't.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have.
Well, we do know that Ravandi produces his Uno Dos Tres tequilas there, as well as Luchador.
Luchador is also organic, right? Luchador is also organic. Okay.
Yeah. Don Abraham is also there. And another one that I have from there is Grenlanda.
Oh, wow. I can't wait to get my samples. But if you know Rick, he goes out and buys those, and because he can. But yeah, I don't know if they're all organic. I don't know. All I know is about this brand tonight. I'm not sure, who's in charge of the other flavor profiles. What's interesting to me is that there are some very reputable brands coming out of this distillery that are winners and that are organic as well. So, I mean, Uno Dos Tres, and Luchador have the story there is he's a former partner with Casanoble. So he was one of the original founders of Casanoble, one of the investors, and branched off and did his own thing, but really enjoyed the organic tequila, so that category, and it's really neat to see that some really strong brands are coming out of there. There's got to be a reason, right? There has to be.
Yeah. Well, and if they're producing organic tequilas, it might be easier for them just to keep all production in there organic, because it would be a crazy process to sanitize the whole place from top to bottom, right? In order to produce enough organic.
As we mentioned, there's two certification processes, 2 steps. It's from the field to the distillery, from the distillery to the bottle, and those are the ones that are certified organic before you get the rights to use the USDA seal. So you could be right, because we know of other distilleries, and Cofradia for one, that not all of their tequilas are organic. I mean, there's really only one that I know of, there's one other one I think where they make. Isn't it where they make Don Pilar? Isn't that also organic at one point? I could be wrong.
I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll have to check my gnome list. But anyway, so this is 9 months in used oak. Did you say bourbon or whiskey barrels?
I don't know that I have that information.
American oak barrels is what I think it said. So.
Yeah, it's an American white oak.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, you're using what, the Stossel or the Glencairn?
No, I've got the Glencairn right now. And if you saw our previous segment, you saw that we introduced the Stossel glass.
Yeah, it's a new.
Ooh, oh, I'm loving it off the Stossel.
Are you really? I don't know. I'm really digging it out of the Glencairn. It's just.
I'm getting more spice off the Glencairn. I'm getting more caramel off the Stossel.
Oh my God, this is it's just lovely. It just comes right up to greet you. Holy cow. Oh.
All right, let's see what the Riedel has to say about it.
Look at at you. Break it down for us, Rick. Come on.
I don't know. I don't know if the Riedel's doing it justice.
You know, it's not the first time.
I think since this is something that's been in a barrel, it really makes sense to have it in something that has a larger bell to it and a tighter chimney.
Well, now the chimney with the Riedel and the Glencairn are virtually the same,
Well, the
except there's
opening
no,
is the same, but the Glencairn
the
has a
Glencairn
larger
has a bell.
volume
Yes.
underneath it.
Yep.
It can hold a larger volume of aromas.
Yeah, and wow, that is beautiful. It's sweet and it's caramel and a little bit of just a touch of honey, and I'm not getting any wood. You know, it's like you would normally get but then again, it's a used barrel, so and it's
But the
9
wood,
months, so it's just a golden color.
I think the spice I was getting off the Glencairn, could have been like a barrel spice. It could have,
You think
been
like a
wood
cinnamon?
spice.
Okay, okay. Wow, that's just gorgeous. Oh man.
All right, now I am actually going to have to go back to the Blanco. I would say the Blanco is probably entirely present in terms of the aroma. It's still all there. You're just getting this lovely layer from the barrels.
From the barrels. It's almost like an amplified, like it's amplified a little bit.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Because when I was first dipping in here, I was thinking, does this smell spicy or does it smell fuller than the Blanco did?
No, that Blanco had a very floral nose to me. A very sweet, very sweet nose.
Well, we could be onto something here because the Blanco won gold at San Francisco World Spirits Competition.
What year?
Oh, you got me there. I don't think they said.
I don't believe that this has been entered into any contests yet. This iteration of tequila.
Oh, okay. So it was the original.
In the past, the original for Copas was an award winner, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
in 2006, the original one was named one of the world's top 5 spirits of 2006.
I believe it.
According to the editor of Wine and Spirits magazine.
Wow, I believe it. It had, like I say, they had a huge fan base, a huge following. It had worldwide presence, literally. So this guy has a lot to live up to if he wants to repeat. It's like asking Golden State to come back and do it again. Or the Lakers to relive what they did before.
Something that comes up in their notes is coconut. Are you getting any coconut?
I don't. There's a real strong sweetness the more I dig my nose into the Glencairn.
Yeah, but I would say that sweetness is more like more like honey, or it's more like honey or caramel on top of the apple and pear that we had from the Blanco.
Right. And I would even go so far as to saying it's a touch of cinnamon in there too. We gotta taste it, man. We gotta go in. Oh God. I'm in love, man.
That's nice. I would say that the barrel notes, like the butter, caramel, that kind of thing,
Yes.
is not as strong on the palate as you might expect from the aroma. But I think that's okay, because if we were getting all of this caramel on the palate, it might be too much for a reposado.
Yeah, I think so too. And now, again, to me, this is an amplification of what we had in the Blanco. with an extra layer of barrel, and I don't think it was, Rick, I don't think it softened the edges so much as it added a layer. I think it was an addition
Yeah.
to, as opposed to a softening of.
Yeah.
If that
Well,
makes any sense to anybody.
The Blanco was pretty soft to begin with.
Yeah, yeah, except for the finish. The finish had a nice, decent finish, very unlike the original formula, in my opinion. In fact, I thought to myself when I first had the Blanco, the original Blanco, I thought this was the closest thing I've ever had to vodka. It was tequila on the palate, it was tequila on the nose, it was tequila on the intake, it was vodka on the finish. Weird. It was very weird. I don't know how they did it. I don't know, but it was really popular back then. It was
Something I'm getting now on the finish is I'm getting a touch of mineral.
So maybe the Amatitan is coming through, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really interesting because I didn't get that mineral in the Blanco. Well, maybe it's there. But just a touch around the edges of the palate.
With a lot of these tequilas, Rick, we try to give you as much of a condensed version as we possibly can without boring anybody. But, these tequilas, the longer you stay with them, the longer you stay present with them, the more they talk to you and open you up and open up themselves. But you'll notice, Rick, this organic category, it seems as if organic tequilas really have a lot to say. You notice that? I mean, there's so much, with one swallow, the second flavor, and then sometimes Rick and I off camera will pick up the samples and go, "Wow, you should smell what it's doing now."
Unfortunately, we try to keep these videos short. Although we can sometimes ramble on a bit too long for them. But then after we sign off, we'll go back for the last drop in the glass, and we'll just get these amazing aromas off the bottom of the glass that you just fall in love with.
I think not just, of course, the organic category, but every well-made tequila has a lot to say, and now the sipping tequilas now are so much more complex, even from the Blanco down. That's why we're experimenting with new glassware, folks, because we really feel that tequila at this point in time has outgrown this glass. It was great to start with. It's like your favorite wrench, your favorite hammer, your favorite pair of needle nose pliers. But then you get that new DeWalt, that drill with the new bits, and you're gonna go, oh yeah, and it's just another tool in the toolkit, basically. And I think tequila now has really graduated, and mezcal for that matter, to a much wider palette to appeal to really, for us as nerds and tequila geeks, to just really delve into what else is there that we were missing,
Yeah. Well, and I think the real craft distillers have evolved their processes such that they're able to bring out a lot more that may not have been there earlier on.
I mentioned, I think, I don't know if it was probably a little bit earlier, that Alvaro Montes sings to his plants. He's the agave grower. He sings to his plants when they're out in the field. He writes love notes to them. He's just really, what do they say, a salt of the earth, and just very much into his plants. And it just shows, man. Maybe he's been singing, love songs to this, because.
And if somebody's going to put that much love into it on the estate, they're not going to mess around with it once they bring it into the distillery. They're using the brick ovens. They're using the open air fermentation with natural yeasts. They're using stainless stills with copper coils. I think they're doing the process right, and I'm not finding anything wrong with this at all. There's nothing hidden in the background. It is just all, just a beautiful picture.
Sadly, I can't remember what the Repo and the Añejo versions of the original Four Copas tasted like. I did have the original Extra Añejo. I was fortunate enough to get one of those bottles. and I just fell in love with the XA. So, and the neat thing is, this is the same. It's the same master distiller, the same guy who formulated the original Four Copas in the first place. So that's what Patron did when they hired the guy away from the old distillery. They didn't have the original recipe, but they could hire the same master distiller, and that's what they did. So, and look at this is beautiful. I gotta nominate this as Brand of Promise.
Absolutely.
I will not. I will say, Rick, you and I talked about this previously. I can't call this a legacy brand because it is a relaunch. It is a new product. It's gotta go out and prove itself. It has a huge following, but it's got to go prove itself first. But I will say that if you're a follower of the old brand and you're curious, you will not be disappointed. I think this is a Brand of Promise nominee in Reposado category, in the organic Reposado category.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And, if you're familiar with any of the other organic tequilas that have come out of 1480, definitely check this one out.
Mm-hmm. I've been dying to get my hands on some Luchador and 123. Hopefully one day we'll be able to put those on Sipping Off the Cuff.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think Don Ravandi still has something to prove to me with Luchador.
Oh, really? Oh.
I had a bottle from the first lot.
Wow.
Right when it came out, and that for
That's
me
the
was,
higher proof version, right? That's a high proof.
Yeah, it's a 110.
110.
And for me, the first lot was pretty darn near perfection, and I was just raving about it. I wrote these reviews of it that were like love letters, and then when I killed the bottle, I went out and I got another one. And it just seemed completely different.
Ooh.
And
Oh.
I think they had, I think I heard that, there was a little bit of a hiccup in the process somewhere and that they were going back. But I think now, I just picked up another bottle and they're now up in the 8500s. This is bottle number 8587.
I wonder if they're going the way of vintages like Ocho, where every estate or every harvest is a different vintage, maybe.
Or even like Fortaleza. It all comes from the same estate, but they don't guarantee the same exact flavor every time.
Huh.
Maybe that's the case, but boy, that first lot was amazing. It knocked my socks off.
Hey, I'll always remember the first lot I ever had of Fortaleza, in the caves, in the cava, at Fortaleza. That is permanently branded in my brain. I'll never forget that. But this, folks, I got to tell you, I love this tequila. Spend time with it.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, well done. Congratulations to the new owners and new revivers of Four Copas. Very worthy to look for. Stick with us because we're going to come up with the Añejo version shortly, and we'll show you that. And so far,
is there maybe another surprise coming?
I don't know. I don't know. We're going to find out. But that's our take. If you've had Four Copas before and you have the new version, you can get it online, as Rick said.
This one right now is going for $50 at oldtowntequila.com.
Now, it will be distributed by Glass Bottom Distributors in Southern California. That is a for sure. So the rest of SoCal is going to have this available to them shortly. So look for it. It's I think that you won't be disappointed. Let's put it that way. If you're an old fan of the original Four Copas, you are going to fall in love with this iteration of it. And anyway, so subscribe to our YouTube channel down below. Just press the red button. Then tell us if you have had both, and give us a side by side and tell us what you think, because our opinion and your opinion matter. I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio.
Rick Levy in San Diego.
You've been watching Sipping Off the Cuff on tequilaaficionado.com and Tequila Aficionado Media, and also YouTube. Subscribe and stay with us, because our next version will be the Añejo. And as we say here in Spanish,